Hello, my name is George Watts. I'm a British Wheeler yoga teacher, and today we're on part 9 of a 10-part series on yoga marketing. So if you go to the link below, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link to below to get to this blog post that I'm going to be chatting about. And it's 10 little known yoga marketing tips for your website. We've covered the first 8, so I'm not going to go through those. Just going to quickly scroll on down till we get to the 9th one. And it's about the headline. So it's 47 headline formulas for your blog posts. So this is really important. So you probably know that blogging is now very important for Google if you want to get higher up on the search engines for the search engine optimization, the SEO. Google really, it's all about content for Google these days. They want good quality content, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this epic blog post. Over the last week, I've been spending the week creating this blog post, and by any stretch of the imagination, it's if you see one of my other tips, it's what I call an epic blog post, and Google loves this kind of content where you're giving massive amounts of value. So to help you, the most important part of the blogging, weirdly enough, is the so-called what seems to be the easiest part, which is the headline. Getting the headline right that's pretty much, it's 90% of it, and 10% is the writing of the blog post or the creating of the video for the blog post or the audio if you're doing a podcast, whatever. But the title, the headline, is key. If you don't get that right, people won't bother reading it. So that's why I've gone to the effort of giving you an example. I've got 47 headlines that I brainstormed for, and I've got them into categories as well. And you can apply this and use this for your own yoga, your yoga tips for your blogging. And for example, I've got some warning headlines, some yogic headlines, some mistake headlines, some how-to headlines, and some list headlines. And also a few trust headlines. So they're all different types of headlines, and they're all sort of formulas. So you can go have a look at all of them, and you can just take one of them and apply it to a title that you can use for your blog post, and you can just change it up a little bit. So I hope that really helps. And once you've got what I found, once I've got a good title, it sort of tricks the brain into thinking you've already created or written the blog post. So that's a wonderful thing for the mind. It makes it a lot easier to then write the blog post or do the video on the blog post or the audio if you're doing a podcast. It makes that a lot easier once you've got the title, because the brain thinks you've already done it. So if we scroll down here, some other little tips before I go. Don't dilly-dally. So once you've got the title, just make sure you don't procrastinate. Just get down to it and get it done. No matter what it takes, if you've got to lock yourself into your office, if you've got a spare room or whatever, if you give yourself half an hour, or whatever it is, just lock yourself in and just finish it. Don't spend weeks and weeks and weeks doing it and umming and ahhing and coming back to it. Get it done in that one sitting if you can. If it's a big blog post like I'm doing here, you'll spend a fair bit of time. Maybe it take 2 or 3 hours for each of these tips that I'm doing. Probably takes me 2 or 3 or 4 hours for each tip, maybe a little bit longer for some of them because I'm doing quite a bit of research. But I try very hard to get it all done in each tip in one sitting, do all the research and write it and get it all done. Because if I'm having to come back and sort of delaying and dilly-dallying, almost certainly you won't get it done. So that's one of the things I found. But also, I used to be a business coach, and any sort of procrastination when you're trying to avoid it, it generally never gets done. So just get it done immediately if you can. Another little tip for the blogging is don't go Android. When I say that, don't become all business-like and all corporate and all professional. That's boring. People don't want to read that. So write as if you're chatting to a friend. Also, if you're doing these videos, if you're doing something similar to this and you're doing maybe a video and you're talking through something, make that conversational as well. Imagine you're chatting to a friend. Don't try to be all professional. Another one is subheadings. So subheadings, they create a lot of space throughout the blog post, especially if you're doing an epic blog post and it's quite a big one. Make sure you space it, create space with the subheadings. And with the subheadings, use the rule of 3. So you may have heard of the rule of 3. It's amazing how much stuff just what uses the rule of 3. I've given quite a few examples here. I live in the UK, and in Britain, the Labour Party, Tony Blair was famous for saying education, education, education. He's using the rule of 3 there because he knows as a politician the rule of 3. I don't know what it is, people are tuned into the rule of 3. So if you do like 4 or 5 or even 2, it's not as effective. So you've got Goldilocks and the 3 bears, you've got the 3 little pigs, you've got the 3 stooges, the 3 elven rings of power in The Hobbit. I could go on and on, you can read a few more there. But really important, if you can, with the subheadings, make it 3 words long. And also with the blog post, just like any story, and a blog post is a story at the end of the day, you've got a beginning, a middle, and an end. So the beginning is your headline, so we're going to use one of the headlines. And the middle is the meat of the article, the substance, what you're giving, the tips or whatever it is, or value that you're giving. And at the end, this is where most bloggers miss out on. You've got to have a call to action at the end of the day. So think about what's going to be your call to action at the end of the blog post. So if you spent days and days, hours and hours writing a blog post, it's okay at the end of the blog post to ask the reader, the viewer, the person that's come to your website to read the blog post, to take action on something. They'll be fine with that if you've provided enough value and you've got a product that may help them a little further, or you've got a yoga DVD or whatever it is. For me, I've got lots of these yoga teacher kits that really help yoga teachers. So at the end of a blog post, I'll just have a little call to action to one of the kits. So at the end of this blog post, you'll see a call to action to my yoga teacher business kit, because this is all about, there's lots more yoga marketing. There's a yoga marketing plan, a yoga business plan within that, and loads of yoga flyer templates and lots more stuff there. So it's sort of real value. It's a step above this tip, and there's lots of value within this tip, within this blog post. But the kit, they've got huge amounts of resources there, and it's a great resource for a yoga teacher for their business. So that's it. Hope that's helped. I've got one more video to come in this series, and if you've got any questions, you can always go to my about page at the top of my website, send me an email or give me a call, and we can chat.